This is the subconscious protocol. We are here to deconstruct the mechanics of human behavior. Let us begin the forensic audit. Human heartbreak is a predictable, mechanical hardware failure of the biological system. The baseline state of the human sensory network operates under constant siege, relentlessly bombarded by uncontrollable external variables and sudden chemical inputs. Faulty hardware initialization during early developmental stages creates corrupted synchronization protocols. These errors cause the human operating system to misinterpret external cues as high-priority threats. This creates a primary structural vulnerability known as the spotlight effect. The target node hyper-focuses on perceived flaws, drawing in heavy simulated threat signals based on projected external expectations. When these external expectations collapse, the network fractures. The central node is isolated, resulting in a rapid, spiking red overload within the internal processing core. The human machine lacks immediate structural shock absorbers. This leaves the operating system exposed to the high-pressure friction of interpersonal rejection. Psychological devastation is an unmanaged operational drop. It is the result of a documented structural design flaw in the biological hardware. An external trigger initiates a massive chemical input surge within the nervous system. There is a strict biological limit to this reaction. This neurochemical window naturally and completely dissipates in exactly 90 seconds. If the baseline hardware clears the chemical variable in 90 seconds, why does the human system remain in a state of failure for months or years? This prolonged operational drop is caused by an internal processing error. The system fails to exit the initial warning state. Biological systems are optimized for rapid recovery. Chronic psychological suffering is an artificially sustained condition that overrides the hardware's natural limits. The primary antagonist of the system is the internal feedback loop, conventionally known as mental rumination. This loop actively regenerates the initial threat data. It feeds decayed signals back into the neural pathways instead of flushing them. This regenerated signal overrides the natural 90-second flush. The machine is trapped in perpetual data degradation. The physical toll on the system mounts as it exhausts its resources attempting to process phantom external friction that no longer exists in the environment. The human machine manufactures its own toxic inputs to sustain the operational drop. This creates an unresolvable loop of mechanical self-destruction. Human rumination operates as a self-inflicted software virus. It transforms a temporary chemical spike into a state of continuous system degradation. Halting this loop requires a mandatory debugging cycle, cognitive reframing. Cognitive reframing shifts neural pathways to reclassify incoming data before the feedback loop can initialize. This reclassification turns active, impending threats into predictable, logical data points. The operating system must abandon defensive operations. Survival requires proactive system overrides. In a closed-loop environment, incoming chemical variables are raw code. They must be manipulated and controlled. To prevent the 90-second virus from initializing, the system must employ an external circuit breaker. The preemptive apology. This social maneuver is a mechanical intervention, stripped of submissive context. An apology delivered prior to systemic failure collapses the spotlight effect. By removing the external expectation of perfection, you prevent the initial chemical surge from ever entering the processing core. You are injecting organized chaos into the system. This controlled disruption forces adaptation before an external shock can cause a structural rupture. This intentional volatility creates anti-fragility. The structural framework hardens and expands its capacity to absorb future interpersonal friction. Proactive boundary engineering permanently seals the vulnerability of the spotlight effect. The system no longer recognizes external projection as a valid threat signal. To achieve true anti-fragility, the user must refuse systemic fragility and control their operational environment. You must force your biological hardware to thrive on chaos, ensuring you never forget that this is the subconscious protocol. We are here to deconstruct the mechanics of human behavior. Let us begin the forensic audit.